Libra, welcome to your monthly reading for July. Thank you for being here. I hope you are doing well. Let's see what's coming through for you. You can use this for your sun, moon, and rising sign. And if you want to book a personal reading, my email is in the description box below. Send me an email to schedule a reading. Okay. Now let's see what's coming through for you. This is a Celtic cross. I won't be able to show you the spread, but I will show you the cards. Okay. All right, Libra, July, sun, moon, and rising. Libra, July. Thank you. All right, Libra, your cards are Three of Swords in the center of the reading, and then Knight of Wands. For the subconscious, you have Five of Swords. For the past position, you have King of Wands. And for the ego position, you have Ten of Pentacles. And then for the immediate future, you have Five of Pentacles. The advice for July is Page of Pentacles. Too many Pentacles. And then environment is High Priestess. And opportunities, Chariot. And the final outcome card, Ten of Wands. Whew, Libra, what a month. Seven of Swords. Okay. What the heck is going on here? Okay, so let's see. So with Seven of Swords, it feels like you are leaving something, leaving something midway. Not sure what you are leaving. It could be a group you belong to. It could be, it could also be day-to-day things, a conversation maybe. And if something doesn't feel right, you are like, okay, you know what, I'm not going to participate. I'm just going to go to my room kind of thing. On the other hand, this is where you are also, when it comes to your communication, the energy is reminding you, be direct in your communication. Okay, so this is also a communication card, okay? So this month, remember to avoid making any assumptions. Don't jump into any conclusions, because Mercury retrograde is happening in July. Okay, Mercury is the planet of communication, technology, travel, things like that. So in July, so the actual retrograde is happening on the 17th, but we will move into the shadow period on June 30th. That's next week. So yeah, during this retrograde, we might come across some communication challenges. We might come across some setbacks. We might come across some delays. Things may break down, and that can lead to some frustrations. So things like that. So this is there, and it's we all are under the same sky, and we all are going through the same energy. This is a collective thing. So it's important to be like whenever. It's important to be direct in your communication. If there is something you want, then instead of it's important to not to go for any shortcuts. Instead, have a conversation directly in order to find solution. It could be your interpersonal relationships, or it could also be your business partnerships, meetings, discussions, things like that. Or if there is something that you are trying to do here, like when it comes to your dealings, every day, like if you are buying something, buying, selling, something like that, it's important to, if you come across any delays, if you come across any setbacks, instead of pushing through, what I'm seeing in the environment is High Priestess. High Priestess is a card of waiting and having patience. This looks like this month is going to be a little bit slow, comparatively, because we are in retrograde season and we have Neptune retrograde happening on the 4th of July, and then we have Mercury retrograde, which is the entire month of July. So you might come across you might come across some delays and frustrations. Just take it easy, take it slowly. Direct communication is important, and also when you are sending out emails, or if it's important, then it's important to check with the person if they have received your email. Sometimes it lands up in the spam folder. And also, before you send out any emails or important communication, it's important to just go over everything, slowly, carefully, to make sure you are putting all the information there to avoid back and forth. So these are the things that are important to understand going into the month of July, so we can so we don't have to worry about anything later. So yes, on the other hand, Saturn retrograde is also happening in Aries. So we have Neptune, Mercury, Saturn retrograde. So these are important planets. So what I want to say is, retrograde is a time. This is what the retrograde energy is all about. So the retrograde is a time when you want to go inward, to reflect on things, to contemplate on things, how you want to move forward, when it comes to your goals, what you want to achieve, accomplish, and even when it comes to your day-to-day things, relationships, your health, a job situation, whatever the case may be. It's important to go over your day, your experiences, to understand if you are moving in the right directions, if you are making the right choices and decisions, if you are responding to situations, in an effective way, things like that. So yes, and retrograde is also a time to reevaluate, reassess, reconnect, redo, things like that. So if there is something you are working on, then it's a great time to go back and check if you want to make any amendments, if any course correction is needed, things like that. The reason why I'm saying all this is because it's showing on your cards. Okay, so let me give you an overview of what's going on in the sky. So on the 4th, like I said, Neptune retrograde is happening in the sign of Aries. It can lead to some confusion, and that's what I'm seeing here for you. This could mean some misunderstandings. It could also be health. I will come back to that card. And you also have 5 of Pentacles here. So confusion in our own mind. So it could be a situation that you are coming across, and it won't be like you want, if it feels like things are in the cloud and the clarity is not there, then do not make any quick decisions. Okay, instead wait for the clarity will come. So it's important to have patience. On the other hand, we also have on the 7th, Uranus is moving into the sign of Gemini. Now Uranus is a planet of unconventional thinking, and that's what I'm seeing here with Knight of Wands. This is where you are exploring new way of doing things. You are pursuing something here actively, and you are feeling energetic and inspired, So this is about, if you are coming across any challenges, any setbacks, this is where, instead of pushing through, this is where you want to take a step back, really understand what's going on, and figure out a new way of doing things. It could be you coming from a different perspective. It could be being more inventive and finding creative solutions, or it could also be technology, marketing, things like that. So when it comes to the projects that you are working on, or it could be partnering with someone, so consulting someone for their expertise, doing your research, so exploring new ways of doing things. On the other hand, it could also be the way we approach our day-to-day life. So do you want to approach this situation in a different way, whatever it is that you are coming across here? So if it feels like you are stuck, Libra, it's important to know the reason why that is happening, and then find new ways of doing things. I don't know what you are coming across, so I am not sure. So I won't be able to give you any advice, but this is a general reading. So wherever, in which area, it's important to know in which area am I, like, it could be happening in relationships, your job, your career, your health. If it feels like you are stuck and things are not moving forward, maybe it's because of the retrograde season, things are slow, and maybe it will take speed once we are out of it. However, this is a time when you want to really calm the mind, calm the body, in order to receive the insights, the guidance that you are receiving, so then you can apply it and create the momentum once you are out of the retrograde. So something like that is what I am getting intuitively. So you want to trust yourself, trust your own intuition. High Priestess is a card of high intuition. So in order for us to access our intuition, we have to slow down. When I said slow down, I didn't mean to not do anything at all. This could mean the way you are doing things. So calming the mind is important, and calming the body is important, and it's important not to let anything drag us down, overwhelm us. So that's what I am saying. It has to do with energy, how we are feeling when we are doing something. Are we forcing anything? Are we trying to control, change, fix, things like that? Or are we in the flow, effortless movement, taking it easy and not worrying too much about things, whether it's fast, slow, doesn't matter. If, for instance, if there is something you are working on, if you are enjoying it, keep doing it. It's also about consistency. But if it feels like it's a struggle, then leave it. Maybe this could mean maybe the body needs more rest, relaxation, or it could mean finding a different way of doing things, if this is something that's important for you. So something like that. And even in relationships, here with Three of Swords, what I'm seeing is it could be misunderstandings, because you have Five of Swords as well in the subconscious, and then you also have Seven of Swords. So this is where a direct conversation is important. And what I'm seeing with Five of Swords is competition, and so it's important to, like, comparisons, you comparing yourself with others. And it's important, if that is something that's happening, the energy is reminding you to be you, because everybody else is already taken. So we all have some unique gifts, talents, things like that. But if we are only focused on what's happening with the other person, then we will lose ourselves. So we have to also make sure that we are not losing our own identity, and that we are sticking to our own values, our principles, what we believe is right, and come up with and authentic self-expression is what's needed here. So yes, so this is where I am seeing lack of confidence. So it's important to understand why that is, where that is coming from. It could be that you are coming across some self-doubts. It could be happening because of comparisons, or it could be happening because of whatever the reason may be. So it's important to listen to our own self-doubts, to understand, okay, this is how I am feeling and what needs to happen here in order for me to feel more inspired and confident and move forward with my goals, my dreams, things like that. So it's important not to let our fear and doubts hold us back, but instead we want to listen to it carefully and then take the necessary action and move forward. despite the fears, the doubts. Okay, so that's Uranus energy in on Uranus moving into the sign of Gemini on the 7th. Unconventional thinking, being progressive, making progress, and this is freedom. So when I said freedom, what does that mean for you? Because it means different to different people. So for some, freedom means like, they are something to do with their responsibilities. For some, it has to do with internal beliefs. So for instance, for some it could be codependency issues. For some it could be wanting to be more emotionally strong, and to be able to communicate whatever it is that we want to in a straightforward way, instead of, for some this may have something to do with people pleasing tendencies, that comes from people pleasing tendencies. Actually, when I think about it, something that I notice around me, it's actually a manipulative tendency, not, I'm not trying to judge or criticize anybody here, but this, when I sometimes I, like when I see what's happening around me, I try to understand the psychology behind it. So when we people pleasing is actually like when we are, like for instance, if somebody likes flattery, and then we are like, yeah, you are this, you are that, saying all the nice things to the person because we want them to do something for us. So that's a subtle manipulation, because this person likes flattery and you are, showering them with all the praises, you are this, you are that, and then this person is like, okay, you know what, this is my favorite person in the world, I am and so in order to get favors, so that's the psychology behind it. And yeah, so something like that, Five of Pentacles. So people pleasing tendencies, something to do with communication. So maybe communication style, something to be mindful of here. And it's important to, of course, like, we like people who are good for our ego, and when somebody challenges our ego, then we keep them away from us. So something like that is coming, what I am coming across here. So it's important to, understand these things. I mean, some of us are not interested, they don't want to contemplate on these things, they don't want to do anything about it. This is how it is and this is how I want to live my life. But if that is something that's important for you, then it's important to also, contemplate and reflect on our daily experiences to understand what kind of choices we are making, how we are responding to our situations, and if this is helping me be who I am, without losing myself, and whether it's helping me become, grow and evolve and be better and do better, So these are the things that we need to, these are the things that retrograde is helping us understand. Retrograde is a time when we come across some challenges, some setbacks, and these are also the time, this is not there to hurt us, it's there to help us, help us understand ourselves better and help us understand our own experiences better, our life better, so we can move forward in an empowering way and create better experiences, So yeah. And then we also have Saturn retrograde happening in the sign of Aries. It's happening on the 13th. And now Saturn is a tough taskmaster. Saturn has to do with discipline. And Saturn is all about restrictions and Retrograde means more restrictions. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here with Chariot. You feeling held back in some way. Stuck is what this energy is. So yeah, it could be happening because of the retrograde. So what the energy is reminding you is work with what you got and be more resourceful. So this could mean not just, it doesn't mean not doing anything at all. It has to do with looking for the solutions. Maybe it will help us learn something new and something different, try something new, things like that. So be more resourceful, and it's also important to connect with the right people, look for new opportunities, things like that. So that's happening on the 13th. And then on the 17th, Mercury retrograde is happening in the sign of Leo. Now Leo has to do with self-expression, authentic expression, and the Mercury retrograde in Leo can lead to some frustrations, because it could be that we are not able, it might feel like we are not able to express ourselves authentically. We can't be who we are. We might come across some we might that sense of feeling restricted is what this energy is. So that can lead to some frustrations. But what I want to remind you is avoid drama. So yeah, this is where the drama is happening. So it's important to just when you are avoiding drama here. So when it feels like something is not going to so yeah, when you see trouble, this is where you are running the other way. You are so you are not going into it. So that's good. If you it's important to have that presence of mind. And then on the 20th, we have Mars conjoining South Node in Virgo, which has to do with karmic patterns and also release. So it's a great time to release whatever is not helpful for us. So South Node in Virgo has to do with release. So it's important to know what is not helpful. So that contemplation, it's important to contemplate on our own experiences to understand what's good for us, what is not, so we can then release it, and then on the 22nd, Sun moves into the sign of Leo. So Leo season begins on the 22nd, which we are in Cancer season now, and most part of the July, and Sun moves into Leo, and that's when we will start experiencing a shift in the energy, And then Moon in Virgo squares Uranus in Gemini. It's on 26th. That can lead to some restlessness, control issues. This is where the control issues is coming through. And it could also be you fighting with yourself, Libra. Okay, so just be mindful of that. And then Venus enters Cancer on the 30th. So that's a beautiful energy. This is a Cancer energy. It could be that you have Cancer in your chart. Venus entering into the sign of Cancer is great energy, because Venus loves to be in the sign of Cancer, and Venus has to do with love, romance, beauty, abundance, prosperity, things like that, comfort. So that's a nice energy. And and on the 31st, we have Mercury Kazimi happening in the sign of Leo, which means Mercury is closer to the Sun. Sun and Mercury are close to each other, and this is also a time of introspection, and that's what I'm seeing here with High Priestess. Okay, so Libra, this is what's happening in the sky. I wanted to let you know what's going on, so you can then work with this energy. Okay, it's all about working with this energy. However, even with our awareness, sometimes things happen, and then sometimes we snap, and sometimes it's so frustrating and things like that. But do whatever you can, right, to stay out of trouble and move through this energy in a calm way. do the best you can. All right, and now in the subconscious you have five of swords. So five of swords here has to do with conflicts, so this energy has to do with a sense of restlessness, feeling kind of frustrated, irritated, and something to do with communication also is coming through. So I'm already in this energy, so let me tell you that, to be honest with you. So it's important to you know do what we can to calm our nervous system and stay away from conversations and environments that are not helpful, and just focus on it's also important not to make if it's important to know what's important and what's not, where you want to put your time, your energy, and what's meaningful for you. If something is not uh, important, then just let it go. Sometimes it's important to just let things be and not worry too much about things. So changing, fixing only leads to more frustration. So just let things be and let people be, and you be in your zone, in your lane, and don't worry about things, is what I want to say. Yeah, now is a great time if you want to take a break, if you want to take a vacation, because with what I'm seeing on the cards and what's happening in the sky is a little bit challenging. So I don't want to scare you guys, but I'm just asking you, I'm just reminding you to take it easy and slowly and not worry too much about things. So Seven of Swords, yes, this is you being direct, blunt, and this is where some people pleasing tendencies are coming through. So it all depends upon the situation, where you are, who you are with, and what's going on. So finding the right, so that's important to know. What is how you want to respond. It also feels like you are leaving something midway. So are you not going to finish it? Okay, so but you are finishing it though. You have 2 tens here. 2 tens here has to do with completion. So you finishing things. Yes, it's a little bit exhausting, but you are still moving through it and finishing things. I'll come back to that card. In the center of the reading, you have, yes, in the center of the reading, you have Three of Swords. So Three of Swords covered by Knight of Wands. This is Three of Swords. Okay, when it comes to your health, Libra, it looks like it could be that you are not feeling well. Okay, and this is stress. Both these cards here has to do with stress. So what's happening internally? Something to be mindful of, what's going on internally. Okay, and if it feels like something is not if something doesn't feel right, then that's the moment when you want to just pause and do something to get out of that energy. So it could be listening to some soft music, it could be watching a nice video, it could be talking to a friend, or it could be just going out for a walk, things like that. So disconnecting is important, so you are not staying in that energy. Otherwise it won't be possible for you to respond to situations in a nice way. So what needs to happen whenever you are feeling that sense of restlessness, irritation, just step out and breathe, and because that's important. Okay, so Three of Swords, for some, yes, this is stress, and it's affecting your health. So on the other hand, if there is something you are experiencing, then it's important to get a checkup done and do not delay. is what I want to say. And this is something with your legs, lower part of the body, and also chest area. Okay, so just be aware what's going on. And yes, three, on the other hand, this could also be other things. Three of Swords covered by Knight of Wands. So for some, this is where you are you ignoring what's going on internally? If you are exhausted, if you are tired, and if you still want to push through things, just be aware of that energy, because that will backfire. Okay, so on the other hand, Knight of Wands here is you actively pursuing something here. So yeah, actively pursuing something here. On the other hand, it also has to do with a person, someone you are dealing with, fire sign. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. It could be that these signs are in your chart. On the other hand, it could also be that Libra, you are hiding something. Mean you also have Seven of Swords here. So when I said you are hiding something, meaning you are not sharing, you are not showing your emotions, you are putting up a brave front. And it could also be that you are distracting yourself with other things. So I'm not calling you out, just be aware. Sometimes even we are not aware of it, right? And so just know, it doesn't have to be about you sharing and putting it on social media how you are feeling about things. It has to do with being honest with yourself. You don't have to share, you don't have to tell anybody, but what about you? Like, do you know what's going on internally? Is there something that you are ignoring, and are you covering it up with other things? So that is something to be mindful of. Okay, so being honest with yourself is important here. For in the past position, you have King of Wands. King of Wands again is fire signs, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. So this is where you are making things happen. And again, this energy has to do with leadership. It doesn't have to be about your position. It has to do with how we do our life. This is about taking responsibility for our own life, taking initiatives, and doing what needs to be done, being self-motivated. That's what that energy is, being more organized and being aware of our own priorities, things like that, and managing our days, ourselves. So that's what that energy is about. And so I'm not seeing it here for you. So this is the immediate future, and you are not bringing that energy into July. Moving into July, you are feeling you are in a different energy. So just know how you can get back into that energy of self-empowerment, balance, inner harmony, inner stability. And so you can win the day. Libra, win the day. Okay, so for instance, it could be for some, it could be your health. Maybe if you are feeling exhausted, this could mean taking rest and forgetting about everything else. On the other hand, it could also be the things that you are working on. If you are feeling a sense of like lack of confidence, lack of motivation, then again it could be happening because of an overstimulated mind or a tired body. So know what needs to be done in that case. And this also has to do with your communication style, Libra. For instance, it's important to be in your own power. Five of Pentacles is about a focus on what's lacking, what's missing, things like that. You lack nothing. Let me be very clear about that. Okay, it's just our perception and our the way we see things, so whatever it is that you need, it's right there, is what I am seeing. See, Five of Pentacles, whatever it is that they need, they just have to, this is feeling like an outsider in our own life, but that is just our perception. It could be happening again, because sometimes we wake up feeling so powerful and on top of the world, and sometimes we just don't even want to get out of bed. It's okay feeling, you don't want to, we don't want to feel bad about it. It's okay. So this is just the energy. Sometimes we just have to honor our own energies. So you don't want to feel bad about it if you are feeling that way. It's about, okay, today I'm not feeling good about things, so let me just take care of myself. That's what I do in my life. When I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and then go for a walk, and sometimes I wake up 7 o'clock and then I don't even want to get out of bed. I just want to lay there. Lie there. So that, if that is something, just go with the flow. Don't push yourself, and because this is just a temporary phase, tomorrow it will be again different. So working with the energy is important. So sometimes whenever you are feeling that sense of self-motivation and energy, do as much as possible. And when you are tired, then just take rest. And don't feel guilty about taking rest. Rest is productive, is what I want to say. But at the same time, it's important to remain confident, whether it has nothing to do with, whether our circumstances and how we are feeling, when it comes to our health, things like that. Confidence is something that we can always access. What I mean by that is, when you are feeling exhausted and when you want to take rest, instead of beating yourself down, you can tell yourself, okay, let me just gentle with myself. Let me just take care of myself. That has nothing to do with lack of confidence, So like that. So it's important to be aware of our own emotions and how it's, if it's helping us or if it's hindering our own progress, And then you have 10 of Pentacles in the ego position. So 10 of Pentacles is a card of, this is opposite energies, Libra. This is where you are feeling that sense of competition. This is where you are collaborating with others, you're working with others. It all depends upon where you are. So for some, it could be community work, it could be volunteer work, it could be you doing something that you enjoy doing. And so something to do with your environment here. And this is also a ceremony, a celebration. It could be that there is a function and a gathering. So it could be at home, something to do with your home. Or it could be you attending a party or something like that. Yes. And 10 of Pentacles is also where, with both these cards, your intuition is very strong. So the cards are reminding you, just pay attention to what you are coming across. Be aware of that quiet whisper inside, really slow down to listen and hear your own intuition. But it's also important to notice signs, synchronicities, people you are coming across, conversations you are having, books you are reading, what you are seeing, hearing, things like that. So keep your eyes and ears open, because with both these cards, what I'm getting is you receiving some new insights, messages. Your guides are with you. Okay, so you are, yeah, so you are moving in the right direction, Libra. Yes, you may not see it now. This is, number 10 has to do with again completion, and you are moving towards your destination. You are almost there, but because of all these things that you are carrying, when I said, this is feeling that sense of burden. What is it that you are carrying, Libra? This is, heaviness. So it could be internal or it could be external. For some, it could be your responsibilities, your attachments. Like when I said attachment, what I mean is people you love, something that you are really passionate about, and your goals, your dreams, all the things that you have to do, all the things that you want to do. So yeah, and we only have 24 hours in a day, and it could be that you are working hard, and you don't have time for yourself. So things may feel, if you are not able to create that balance, things may feel heavy and burdensome. So you won't even know. Yes, you are working, you are putting in the effort, you are doing whatever you can, but you are making progress, you are getting closer to your destination, but you won't know it, because you can't see, because of everything that you are like completely immersed in whatever it is that you are doing. So you won't see like how far you have come, and if you are closer to your destination or not. So you are. So what I want to remind you is, um, so you are moving in the right direction, but it's also important to know how you are doing things. Regardless, it could be a particular, like something that you are working on, or it could be life in general, how you are doing life. So it's important to create some kind of balance. So, and also and create that space where you can just rest, breathe, and look at the sky, smell the flowers, just take it easy, things like that. So that's important, Libra. In July, I don't know, I mean, if you are not feeling that way, then consciously creating that breathing space is important. For some, it could be a move, something to do with your home. With both these cards, this is completion. It could be that you are looking for home, you are changing homes, relocation, things like that. For some, it could be a job situation. Yes, that can be a little bit exhausting and tiring. So for some, it could be that. And with the change, this is change. Number 10 has to do with change. And then you also have Wheel of Fortune under the Seven of Swords. So Wheel of Fortune, again, endings and beginnings is what I'm seeing here for you. So, and of course, when we are there, it's like a turning point in your life. Things may seem, uncertainty is there. Both these cards here has to do with conflicting thoughts in your mind, not knowing how to proceed, like not knowing what to expect, things like that. So it's important to trust yourself, whether you are like, this is a period of transition. It could be that you are in between jobs, it could be you are in between relationships or places, if you are relocating or something like that, in between a transition period. Of course, things will be a little bit uncertain, the clarity may not be there, and we might come across some fear-based thoughts, doubts, things like that. So it's important to be aware of these emotions so it doesn't take control. So at the same time, the cards are reminding you, ask yourself, Libra, if you trust yourself. Do you trust yourself? Forget about what's going to happen tomorrow. Yes, there will be, life is not a bed of roses, there will be challenges. So if you are starting a new relationship, you won't know how that person is going to behave tomorrow. Today they are very good, they are like, it's your they are everything that you have been waiting for. But tomorrow what's going to happen, you don't know, and same goes for, like, there is no guarantee, Libra, but it's about asking ourselves, okay, do I trust myself? If something happens, can I handle it? Can I overcome those challenges? If you trust yourself, then it will be possible for us to move through the challenges without easily, without fearing anything. Because we know that, yes, of course, if tomorrow something comes up, I can handle it. And we have uh, I'm sure you went through your own share of ups and downs, and so you have learned some lessons, and now you are at a place where you have you know what to do. You have your wisdom. You are an intuitive person, and you have the knowings, and so you can handle it. So that's what I'm saying. So if you are worrying about things, it could be again stress related, and it's also affecting your health. So know that things are going to be okay. You got this, and you can handle the challenges. So that trust needs to come from within, you know and confidence and trust, faith, Libra. So when faith means trusting the universe, trusting that intelligent force that is guiding our life, our path. So it's important to, like, it's important to, it's about it's believing in a power greater than us, you know um, knowing that, yes, when we need something, we will be shown the way. So yes, this is where I'm not seeing that. So it's important to, in July, moving into July, it will be really helpful if you could take up a spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is anything that helps you calm the mind, calm the body, and restore that sense of faith, and confidence. So that's important. So where there is faith, fear and doubts don't exist, because both, or faith and fear cannot coexist, because it's opposite energies. So whenever we are coming from a place of faith, that means then it will be possible for us to overcome our challenges and not worry too much about things, and move forward with clarity and purpose. So whenever fear shows up, just move back into the energy of faith. So, and you know what I'm seeing here is, whatever it is that you need is right there, and but maybe you are expecting it from someone else, or yeah, so something to do with either relationships, or maybe something that you are working on. So it's important to find a balance, meaning, like, if something is not working, then it's also important to know what is working in our life, so we can we can maintain that balance. So that is important here in this case. So for instance, it could be happening in any area of your life. It could be your relationships. It could be, maybe, like, if somebody is not there, then maybe someone else is. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a partner. Not sure who, like, why, what this energy is for you. Is yeah. So it's again, it's important to notice who is there, what is there, and practicing gratitude is important, so we don't let what's not going well drag us down, so that's important. And here, um, with high priestess is a card of high intuition, and this is also where the energy is reminding you, yes, things are not clear, certain things are visible, certain things are not visible, and but this is again a temporary phase, and you will move into clarity. If that clarity is not there, it's important to just sit with the confusion, sit with the chaos, and be okay with the way things are now, and you will know what to do. Okay, so both these cards here has to do with a pause, slow movement. For some, this has to do with travel. If you are going on a vacation, travel, then this is you carrying a lot of things, Libra. Heavy baggage, like luggage. It could be actually like, your luggage. It could be emotional stuff. So if you are beginning something new, it's important to let go of the baggages and move into it without any preconceived notion, because you don't want to create same experiences. It's important to really understand what is it that you want to experience and then hold on to that feeling. Don't take fear, doubts, past into the future, okay? Expect only the best. Page of Pentacles is your advice card for the month, and it's a beautiful, beautiful card to show up for the advice position. The advice here is to stay open, Libra. Take it as an adventure. Life is just a dream, and whatever happens, all the drama, that happens when we are born and when we are the last day, our last day on this planet, the first and the last day, and all the things that happens in between is a big drama, and we make such a big deal out of everything, and something like that is coming through intuitively. I don't want to go into that energy, to be honest with you, because I have been actually thinking about all these things since the last couple of days, and I don't want to be in that energy. So what I want to remind you is, Page of Pentacles here is, the advice here is to stay open, be receptive, and embrace what's coming your way, and take it as an adventure. Don't go into it. You don't want to label your experiences as likes, as good, bad, pleasant, unpleasant, things like that. These are all experiences. Good and bad has to do with our own perception. Yes, we are all human, and when we go through ups and downs, we come across some emotions, and we react to things, we respond to situations in a certain way. Sometimes we make bad choices, things like that. However, when you look at the bigger scheme of things, bigger picture, it will be possible for you to let go, and not hold on to these experiences and label them as bad experiences, so that is something we don't want. Yes, in our everyday things happen, but whenever that happens, it's equally important to keep letting go, Libra. You don't want to keep it in your heart, no matter what this is, because in the bigger, again, it's all about reminding ourselves that this is a dream. Our life is a dream, and we want to take it, instead of taking things seriously. This is about also reminding ourselves to take it as an adventure, and this is also a learning. These experiences are just learning opportunities. When we see Three of Swords here, so whatever it is, this is something, it could be a disappointment, it could be you feeling I don't want to use certain words, um, something hurtful, something painful. Uh, and this is where you are feeling like life is not fair. And this is where it feels like, everything is a big burden and you are dragging your feet. And this is where you are feeling stuck. And this is where you are like, nothing is moving. You are as if you are not making any progress. Things are the way, yeah, things are not moving. Like as if you are not making any progress. So things like that. So this is the energy. However, this is the advice card. So this is what you want to uh, remember, when these experiences happen, that this is just a learning opportunity, just an experience. I don't want to label them as good and bad, and I don't want to keep them in my heart. My heart is made for different things. This is not something that I want to hold on to. So keep letting go. And it's also important to be aware of, expectations, something to do with expectations here. And maybe what's happening is, maybe you have high standards, Libra, and whatever is happening is not meeting your expectations, not meeting your standards. And that's what it could be, a relationship, it could be, whatever you are coming across. So yeah, so that's actually a little bit disappointing. But the card is reminding you to rely on yourself, your own inner, trust yourself. And you also want to still stay positive, stay optimistic, give your 100% to whatever it is that you are taking up. However, at the same time, also remember to create some breathing space for you where you can rest, relax, and honor your own body, honor your own mind, honor your own dreams. So yes, that's important. Being there for yourself is important. Five of Pentacles is where you are, it feels like the support is not there, but are you there for yourself, Libra? That's important. All right, yes, an adventure, my dear. This is, life is just an adventure, a big adventure. Okay, so this is, also where you are receiving some gifts, some presents. So it could be, 10 of Pentacles here is abundance and prosperity, Libra. So it could be, this is also where, with both these energies, this is also where you are noticing things, where you are, what you have, and all the blessings that you are already surrounded with. This is where you are in awe and wonder, and sometimes you will also find yourself in this energy. But again, whenever you do, it's about not beating yourself down for feeling that way, but it's about awareness and then shifting your focus to what's available, who is available. And if it's possible, also write it down, in your diary. I keep my diary in my bag, and whenever something nice happens, I just immediately jot it down so I don't forget, so that help us maintain that balance, stay in gratitude and remain peaceful and stay calm, move through the ups and downs with calm and peace, So yes. Whew, it's already 1 hour. Okay, let me see what's coming through on the oracle cards. So certain things, just a quick, the points that you want to take away. So wherever you are, whatever it is that you are doing, you want to trust yourself, trust your own intuition, and also calm the mind so you can listen to your own intuition. Take care of yourself, Libra. Health is, make your health a big priority on top of your to-do list. And if it feels like things are not moving forward, just remember to take it easy and slowly, don't push through things. And but also know that you are moving closer to your goals, whatever that means for you. Okay. And it's also important to creating some balance and space for you where you can just rest, and relaxation is also important. And also it's important to keep yourself open. So stay open to what you are coming across and take it as an adventure. This is also a learning opportunity for some of you. It could be that you are taking a class, or yeah, it could be travel coming through for some of you. It could be you doing something new, something different. So let's see what's coming through on the oracle cards. And Page of Pentacles is the youthful energy. This has to do with being playful. And so this month in July looks like things are a little bit tiring is what I am seeing. But the advice here is to be playful. Okay. Yeah. Be playful. And try new things. Experiment with things, Libra. All right, so the message is making waves. Oh my goodness. Oh, you know what? You have two cards. It was stuck together, and metamorphosis. Transformation. You know what? Something like this actually came through for your weekly reading as well. I remember because I did your reading yesterday or day before yesterday, and the spirit message said something about transformation. And yeah, so that's what I'm seeing here for you. High Priestess. High Priestess is that cocoon period. This is where you are coming across. This is where you are acutely aware of your own habits, patterns, tendencies, and also you are noticing things, people around you, your environment, world, what's happening in the world, things like that. High Priestess is a card of the universe, and there are all kinds of things happening in the universe. In our world there are good things happening, and there are also some challenging stuff going on. And whatever is what we experience in our external has something to do with what we experience internally. For instance, if we are coming across that conflicts, then we will experience it in our external. So external, it won't be possible for us to change and fix the external. It has to come from within. We have to resolve it within. So the conflicts has to be resolved within. So how is your relationship with yourself, Libra? So that is important, because that's going to reflect on every other relationship that we come across, that this is a truth. And yes, we come across some challenges, and what we usually do, our tendency is to change, fix, run away, avoid, things like that. But it's important to understand this is what's happening internally. So until and unless we are able to create that sense of inner peace, inner harmony, inner balance, inner security, inner stability, we won't be able to create anything in our external. We won't be able to create the same experience in our external. So that's what high priestess is. You coming across different kinds of experiences, and you also acutely aware of your own tendencies, how you respond to situation, things like that. However, let me tell you, this is not about beating yourself down. This is about awareness. And when we are aware, it's also not about changing yourself, fixing anything in yourself, things like that. It's about, again, energy, finding peace and knowing that, yes, we are human and we come across things. And so, yes, that is important. So you are going through a transformation, meaning transformation is not an easy process, Libra. It doesn't happen overnight, it's a slow process. And the transformation period is also accompanied by a lot of doubts, a lot of confusion, a lot of conflicts, things like that. However, what I want to say is take it as an adventure and enjoy the journey. So yeah, metamorphosis, and then you also have making waves. That's what Knight of Wands is. So embrace transformation. Things are now different. Yes. And the other message is momentum is building. It's your time. Achievement. Yes, this is speed, So, and this month is where you are contemplating on things. You are waiting with patience, whatever it is that you are waiting for. And this is also where, because doubts are good, because doubts help us contemplate on things and weigh our options in order to make sure we are making the right choices, right decisions, and moving in the right direction. Otherwise, we will be like blasting through life, So when we are doubtful, we sit down and think about things, and that help us make the right choices and decisions. That's what's happening here. A turning point. This is where you are making that. It could be, this is the month where you are making a decision. This is the month where you are deciding to move in a new path. This is also the month where you are letting go of something if it's not helpful for you. So it could be that your routine is changing. It could be that your priorities are changing. It could be the way you are responding to situations are changing, thought processes, ideologies, things like that. So let me read this out to you. So a long reading for Libra. To be honest with you, I don't like to control these readings. It's like whatever wants to come through, I just let it, I don't want to hold back the messages that I am getting. I want to share it with you. But if it's a lengthy video, it's not in my hands. Making waves. Okay, 104. So the message here is momentum is building. It's your time. Achievement. Chariot here has to do with self-control, Libra. And this is also where you are clear about your path, how you want to move forward. This is also where you are getting some new information, new insights. This could be coming through your own intuition, or it could be from an external source. And this is success. It could be you being in control of yourself. Yeah, and not getting distracted by what's out there or by your own the conflicting thoughts in your own mind. So this is where you are staying focused and you are not getting distracted, and you are staying true to yourself, you are staying true to your path and moving forward even if it's slow. It really doesn't matter. Again, it has to do with it's not about what we are achieving, accomplishing. At the end of the day, what matters is how we are doing our life, and how we are doing our everyday, whatever it is that we are coming across. So this is all about sticking to your own values, your principles, showing up, giving it your 100%, whatever this is, and then not worrying about what you are getting in return, maybe, because that's not in our hands. And then staying true to yourself and moving forward. Yes, it's slow, but then you are still making progress in some other sense. It doesn't have to be worldly success, but in some other way you are making progress. This is success. So the message is the waves are rolling in and they are waiting for you to catch a ride. The winds are at your back now and gently guiding you towards your destiny. Wow. They are whispering for you to really enjoy the ride. Exactly what I was talking about. Enjoy the journey. The waves are rolling in and they are waiting for you to catch a ride. The winds are at your back now and gently guiding you towards your destiny. They are whispering for you to really enjoy the ride. There are clear skies ahead and the waves keep rolling in. It's impossible for you to miss your moment or to not answer your calling. The only risk is that you don't make the most of and enjoy the ride. This is an extremely positive, encouraging card. Your commitment is paying off and your prayers are being answered. You are being supported by forces both known and unknown to you. This is most definitely your time. Things have been building for some time and momentum is all around you. Whether you are working on a creative project, having an impact in your professional life, or creating something in your personal life, this card is confirmation that great success will follow. So put in place whatever you need to make the most of this unique opportunity. Now is the time to ask for what you want and to let yourself be truly seen. So much is on your side. The harvest time is here. Do whatever you need to do to truly ride the waves of your destiny. All you have been working towards is here. Healing Waters Affirmation. I open my arms wide to receive the bounty of what I have created and say yes to enjoying life fully. Wow, Libra, that totally goes with the Page of Pentacles card. I open my arms wide to receive the bounty of what I have created and say yes to enjoying life fully. 10 of Pentacles. And let me also see what this energy is about. Metamorphosis. (106). Embrace transformation. Things are different now. Water, more than any other element, is very used to change. Like lobsters, which must shed their shells in order to grow, when the conditions call for it, water transforms itself from liquid to solid and to gas. And while it may appear that the way we humans change is a little more subtle and slow than that, as ever-changing beings living in an ever-changing world, we are constantly transforming too. Every moment of every single day is an opportunity to embrace or resist change. When we embrace change, we embrace the intelligence of life. When we resist change, we resist the intelligence of life. Often it's in the growth phase that we feel most uncomfortable. When we have outgrown our skin, our shell, or our old way of being, it requires great courage to release what was for the chance to begin again. This is what it means to transform, and it's what this card is all about. It's time to embrace what's changing around and within you and see it as an opportunity for great transformation and growth. Healing waters activation. I embrace the change that are happening around and within me. I am ready to let them transform me. Wow. This is a powerful month, Libra. Yes, like the message said, it's kind of slow, but there is some kind of progress happening. You are transforming internally. It's something to do with your beliefs, something that you may not even be aware of, Things are changing, and it's slow, so you are not aware, but you will know. And it could be that changes are happening in your external environment as well. And so it's important to, again, keep the faith and do whatever it is that you are doing. Give it your 100%. Do it with sincerity, love, and and don't worry too much about this low, and instead stay open to life, stay open to the gifts, and the opportunities. Stay open, embrace what's coming your way. Do not resist this, because regardless of how it appears on the surface, there is an opportunity there for you, for internal growth, for external growth, So let's not run away from life, Okay, but it's important to stay calm and take care of your mind, your body, your well-being is important. Make it a priority. Libra, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Please remember to watch the moon and the rising sign as well. And if you want to book a personal reading, my email is in the description box below. Send me an email, okay? And just take care.